more into this. So what did you find in Habakkuk, Christina?
Well, that's, and then we'll talk about what we just talked about. Okay, so if we go, we'll just back up and go to verse 2, and then
Three,
we'll
two,
chapter 1,
chapter.
chapter 3, verses 2 and 3.
Okay.
All right. And here goes. O Yahuwah, I have heard your report. I was afraid. O Yahuwah, renew your work in the midst of the years. Make it known in the midst of the years. In wrath, remember compassion. Eloah comes from Teman, and the placed apart one from Mount Paran, Selah. His splendor shall cover the heavens, and his praise shall fill the earth. So backing up to going to number 2, when I read, O Yahuwah, renew your work in the midst of the years, make it known in the midst of the years, I sat up and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Where are we at in our timeline right now? We're in 2025. This is the final Shemitah week in the 123rd Jubilee. It is the final week, and we are smack dab in the middle of it. 2025
Well,
is,
it's the last Shemitah week in day 6,
yes.
as far as that
So,
goes.
yeah. So, so when I looked at it, I was like, okay, now I know for sure that 2025 the timing is spot on, especially when we take into consideration what we read in Ezekiel and what we were able to glean from the sign in Ezekiel 110, which has to do with the 4 solstice
Living
and
creatures.
yeah, them. And then I knew it for sure because in the last sentence it says, in wrath, remember compassion. So we do have the wrath coming up at the very end, which is in 2029. So we have a whole bunch of stuff happening in between 2026 and 2029. That's when all of the nations begin receiving their punishments.
Christina, did you want to talk about, is it Teman? How do you pronounce that in verse 3? And what?
Yeah, that's where I was going
Oh,
next.
sorry.
Can
So,
I ask
well,
a
no,
question
no problem.
first?
Yeah,
Shemitah week. What is Shemitah week?
a Shemitah week is a week that's comprised of 7 years. So there are 7 sevens within a Jubilee. So 7 times 7 equals 49.
Should we
49.
bring up a page and show where we are in 2025? Does anybody have a picture of that? Andy?
I was just going to look for one.
Yeah,
I
go
w-
for it. Go for it.
well, I mean, y'all keep going, and I'll try to find it because it takes me a while to find them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can look too with you, Missy.
Okay. All right. And then I'll just go into verse 3. Eloah comes from Teman. Now, the word Teman is south. It's H8487, meaning south. And the place depart one from Mount Paran. His splendor shall cover the heavens. So as I was reading that, I thought about Enoch, because Enoch says here in chapter 77, verse 1, and the first quarter is called the east because it is first, and the second the south because the Most High will descend there. Yea, there in quite a special sense will he who is blessed forever descend. I'm going to stop right there um, and whoever has the cursor, who is it? Is that you, Linda, or is it Mitzi?
Mitzi.
Okay.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
My cursor.
Oh, no.
Okay. No.
Now I do.
Okay. So this is Jubilee 1, 2, 3 that Christina was saying, and this is the last. So it's 49 years, right, per Jubilee. This is the seventh Shemitah week or seventh week of 7 years. So it's like the menorah. So do you see how 2025 is the middle week?
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about. And this is the last seventh week in the sixth day to boot. So the year of recompense of the eternal, which is referenced in Joel, begins on, so the seven trumpets begin on the Day of Atonement, beginning 2028. That starts the Jubilee, and it goes through, remember, the first year of the next Jubilee lasts till the Day of Atonement. So that's the actual Jubilee year, and that's what he's talking about, his recompense. That's when Yah thrashes the earth, right, in his wrath.
And
But
so,
then the culmination is on the Day of Atonement in 2029. Sorry, Christina.
no,
Go
it's
ahead.
so if you keep that up and you put the cursor, a circle around the seventh Shemitah, your work in the midst of years. He's saying renew the work in the midst of years. Well, the midst means the center, in the middle, right? We are in the middle. And what is Father doing right now? He's revealing it to us, right? And year can also be known as a day, right? So we're in the fourth day of 7 days. And make it known in the midst of the years. So in that midst of 7 years, we are in the middle, which is 4, as Mitzi had explained. So we're right in the middle, and Father is in the middle of explaining everything to us. Now, what's even more incredible is the fact that we are in the middle of the middle of the middle, right? Seriously, we're in the middle of the Shemitah week. We are in the middle of the year, and we have 181 days left before the first day of the 11th month, which is
Hold
when
it, y'all. That's Christina. We moved to the correct Sabbath at the middle of the middle,
Mhm,
basically.
yes.
Wow.
So Father is opening it up. We're seeing it. We're seeing it unfold. And it's just even more incredible because in wrath, remember compassion. We're about to go into the tribulation and we're going to be hitting the wrath in about 4 years, 4 years from now, a little over 4 years.
Wait,
So,
what?
and yeah, from 2025 to 2029, that's more than 4 years,
In the
right?
seventh
Oh,
month.
I thought you meant it wasn't
Oh,
gonna start for 4 years.
right.
No, it's
I,
gonna start next year, right? I
it's
mean,
going to end within
Yeah,
4
it'll
years.
end. Yeah, it'll end with
oh, okay.
The tribulation will begin next year, but the wrath
Spring.
is not until Yom Kippur in 29.
right. And that's in a little over 4 years.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go to the third verse in Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 3. Aloha comes from Teman, and Teman means south. It's H8487. Now, when I looked at this, I thought about Enoch. And when I thought about Enoch, I looked at Yah's clock, right? And then I realized something when I was looking at Father's clock. When Father talks about the south, he's not talking about where he's talking about when. When. All right. So you know how in the springtime, at the equinox, the sun is crossing over the equator to the north. That's
From the south.
spring. Now he's coming from the south. When the sun crosses over the equator to the south, that is how he is going to meet us. It's after the wrath, right?
Another,
So it's a
another,
time frame. It's a
yeah,
time frame.
I was just going to say another way to think of it, if you are thinking in terms of where, it's where the sun is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Christina, I think my internet's kind of bad today for some reason. You're going in and out. So are you talking about the fall equinox?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the fall equinox, he's coming from the north and going to the south. Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's the
Okay.
time frame. Yes. It's a
Yeah.
time. It's not aware.
And that
It's a
happens
time.
just before the Day of Atonement.
Yes.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, I got you. I'm following.
Yep. And that's it. His splendor shall cover the heavens, right? And
Wow.
so,
Hmm.
yeah. And his praise shall fill the earth.
That's his return. Wow. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Habakkuk is rich with stuff, but that
It's
was the
all
main
rich.
thing. It all,
It's
yes,
all,
it is.
as he opens our eyes, we just see more and more. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yep. So I was in Habakkuk yesterday, and those things struck me when I was reading it. I was like, oh, praise yeah, thank you so much. So he seems to be confirming everything that we've been studying. I haven't seen anything that has said anything different yet. So, but
You
it's
know, this is more validation. Folks are always questioning the Book of Enoch. This is more
Mm.
validation that Enoch is within scriptures. And if you don't understand flat earth, you're never going to see this
That's the
stuff.
truth. That is the truth.
It is. And if you don't understand those gates and portals like
Mm.
planes for the movement of the sun, you're never going to put this stuff together. It's so important. And you're also never going to put this calendar together, not correctly.
Mhm. So that was my bit for you guys. Oh, and okay, so Linda, I'm gonna let you go with the next bit that we had started to talk about before.
You want me to take down this prop here?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we don't need that.
I
Okay.
copied it and snippeted it.
All right. So we read next Habakkuk 1:6. Is that where we went
yeah,
next?
we did, and 2:6 too.
Okay, for lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling place that are not theirs. And this is describing Japheth, of course. And then 2:6 reads, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Japheth increasing himself in his territory.
That and look at how much debt the U.S. has.
Yeah.
Debt, land, which isn't ours, money, which isn't ours, you name it. Well, there it is. Will not your creditors rise up suddenly? It's
Where's
what my
that?
um 2:7, mine says, will not your creditors rise up suddenly?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they
That-
will. And
that-
they
Yeah.
It says that in the Supper, it says to him that lades himself with pledged goods.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
that's
Interesting.
debt.
Yeah.
yeah.
the KJV doesn't say anything like that. Mine just says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them.
That's stubborn, but mine was back in 6, Linda.
Oh, and 6. Okay. Shall
Yeah,
not
when
always
it
take
said
up a
pledged
parable
goods.
against him,
Yeah.
a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to them that increases that which is not his. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. Is that a reference
Pledged
to?
goods is what mine said.
No, mine says, till when is he to load on himself many pledges?
Mine
Oh.
is too, which is credit.
Right,
Thick clay is debt.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
right. And so when you think about it, how many of us have unfortunately got mortgages, and instead of us being able to pay it off in 7 years, or in 6 years, actually, according to the law of Torah, we have all been forcibly extended out to 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
mine says by extortion.
In
Oh,
which
wow.
verse does yours say extortion?
In 6,
Wow.
and who enriches himself by extortion? How
Wow.
long?
Well, mortgage means the death pledge. Mortgage, mortuary, death pledge.
Oh, there you go.
Mortgage.
It's like Latin. Is that what that
Yes,
is?
yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Yep.
And
It what
we're all victims or whatever.
do
Like,
you remember the fear? I mean, I don't know. I do. I remember being like, what am I signing? Like you're signing a million papers. It's so scary. You feel like it is like a death
and
pledge.
whoever
Yeah.
reads the fine print.
Yeah.
Nada.
Nobody.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
on our check, there's a little word on that signature line. There's little words down there. You can't read them, but they're there. And they say
Yeah.
something about our signature and what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Well,
Mhm.
I tell you a horror story. My sister went to college and she has this huge debt. She dies, her husband's responsible for paying it back. If her husband and her both die, then her children are actually responsible for paying that debt back.
Wow.
That's outrageous.
When
Yeah,
when did
attached to
that
their
go
property.
into effect?
Think about this too, how our government is raising our taxes to pay for certain things that never ever manifest. Where does that money go? And then the wars that we are in debt for
Mhm.
financially to support, and uh, medical bills and our food.
Yeah.
Where is all this wealth going? So,
The
and
Not us.
Vatican in London.
Those
Into the
people that
pocket.
are in
The
Ephesians.
deep underground bases, you guys, they are trying really hard to protect themselves from Yah's wrath.
Mhm, I
What's
agree.
going on?
Yeah.
I think that they're turning the paper money, which is absolutely worthless, into gold and silver. Um, that they stockpile. It says somewhere in the Bible about your gold and silver will be worthless. But I think
Yeah.
I I'm not good at bringing up scripture addresses at all when it's in my head. But yeah, they're stockpiling in their underground uh, homes
The Bible
and
also says
compounds.
the Bible also says the wicked amasses wealth for the righteous.
Yep. And imagine.
Yeah, she was going to school 2017, 2018.
This is
When
your sister, right,
yeah,
Carolyn?
this was happening where her debt goes to her children.
Gosh, my kids might be involved. I have one that has a loan left. The other two paid them off.
Well, luckily, I I don't think any of these this death's gonna matter here before long.
Yeah, that's probably,
No,
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
yeah.
scripture says, we're gonna become booty. I mean, they're gonna come take us and our land and call it even.
pretty much. Pretty
yeah.
much. I know the governor here just signed a bill into law July 4th. And the Fourth of July here is just it's insane. It's just insane. But my point is he did that when everybody else would be preoccupied celebrating and
Mm.
firing off their rockets or whatever. This bill uh, is to guard against biohazards, and it allows anyone to come on your property, law enforcement, to take your animals, cut down your trees, your fruit trees, dig up your gardens. I mean,
It was horrific.
I'm telling you, the evil has definitely they're covering all their bases.
Mm.
So whether your home is paid off or not, whether you're in
Yeah.
debt or not, I used to just freak out about it, but I'm starting to realize it's not going to matter. It just is.
Mm-mm.
And when we think about it too, because I totally agree with you, Deborah. It's only a few years. It's only a few years.
We need to
If
endure.
Yeah, it's just a few years. And after that, Father will have broken all of that. And what we're under now is what um the marine law. I forget the correct
Admiralty law.
admiralty law, yes.
Oh, I never
That
heard
is
that.
right. And also we were talking about the amount of land, right? Because what they have, their plots that they have is actually on a veneer, right? So when you consider a piece of plastic that you can see through it, they draw their lines on that plastic. So it's not an actual boundary, right, that sits on the land, it sits above the land.
Hmm.
And that land the way that they have been dividing it has become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I don't believe Yah meant it to be that way. He affords everybody enough land that if we wanted animals, we could have animals. If we want a garden, we can have a garden or an orchard. So we can be able to do uh, commerce, right? The um,
Yeah, trade.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yes,
Barter.
okay, yes, yes. Righteous bartering,
Hmm.
as opposed to keeping us from being able to do that for ourselves and being forced to buy what the government wants us to buy,
Hmm.
which is where we're at right now. And I think Yah is in the midst of destroying it, even though we are seeing it as, oh my gosh, look what's happening,
Hmm.
right? So I'm just
Yeah,
going to look
they
at it.
create scarcity.
Yeah,
Definitely. In an environment of pure abundance, they
yeah,
create scarcity.
absolutely. Absolutely.
In our mind.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, Deborah.
Yeah.
Debbie
Yeah.
and Deborah.
Right.
That's
And
You know
then
what?
oh,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the other thing too is that during the scarcity, we know we've read in scripture that manna is going to come down again. Well, the beautiful thing about manna is the fact that it's also going to teach us, no matter who it is, if they've ever come into the understanding of where we are, the manna is going to teach us when Yah's Sabbath is. And it's not going to be by the moon. It's not going to be by how we think it's supposed to be. It's going to be through his knowledge, his through his equinoxes or his equinox each
So
year.
when we can collect 2 days without it rotting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will tell us when the Sabbath is coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep. So the first one we might go hungry, or they might go hungry if they don't know it, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that's forcing people into doing it right.
Yeah. Well, or
Yeah.
simply just look for the day that has no manna. Voila. There you
There
go.
you go. Yep. And
You,
you're
you
forced to keep
know,
it.
manna didn't show up for everyone on Earth. Some
Just
Nope.
showed up.
Israel.
So, because do you remember there is a part in the Bible where it talks about the women eating their babies because the hunger and the famine is so vicious. They're eating their baby. They were not. I don't believe that everyone's going to get the manna. I'm not
No.
quite sure how this is going to work out, but
I was
The
thinking
woman in
after the
the wilderness?
tribulation, after it was done and over with.
hmm,
Like
maybe.
Because
during millennial.
yeah, yeah, going into the millennial reign, yeah, because everybody is supposed to be on the same page as Yah. We have to learn it.
But I
So
wonder how
get
much we'll
believers.
go without. And I'm not, and I know we're going to go without.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But I
Mhm.
wonder if he will provide before, the doo doo hits the fan. I mean, maybe we'll be gone. I don't know. I don't know. I have a little stockpile, but I'm not
Hey,
counting on it.
I think it's a possibility if he if there is a physical Israel that he is keeping from being destroyed, and Father is having the famine go forth, I think there's that possibility that manna could come down for
Well,
us.
So like that when he
say that
calls
about the
us.
wilderness, the woman in the wilderness, she's taken on the wings of eagles.
Yeah, it
She's
says
provided for
in
and she's
Isaiah.
nourished. I believe it says that she's nourished.
Mhm.
So I
I,
mean,
I was I was thinking the other day that I needed to keep at least one bottle of olive oil in a jar of flour.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah. That's I always wondered about that when Elijah went to the widow and
Yeah.
she was a Levite's widow.
And lots of vessels.
Yeah,
Mm.
there you go. Kept pouring.
mm,
But who would she have to sell it to?
Well, at
women,
least she wouldn't go
huh?
hungry if she had flour and oil.
Right. Well, and that also it makes me think about the foolish bride where they had to go out and buy their oil.
Mm, yeah.
They didn't have enough.
I
Mhm.
think it's in Isaiah 33 where it says that your bread and water will be sure. And that reminds me of the Israelites in the Exodus as well, right? They had manna and then he kept getting them water out of the rock.